so much that she wasn't going to let me fall.
Beautiful, beautiful. So that one person, this is what I love the audience to hear, is sometimes when you think you can't make a huge impact on the world, just her one best friend saved probably Renee's life, and that is beautiful. I love that, Renee.
I believe it with all my heart, because when you don't have people in your life that care about you and you're in a bad state, then you don't care about you, right? So when somebody else does, I just couldn't give up on myself when she wasn't.
Right, right.
There's
No,
somebody out there, and they say one person can, you feel like one person really can't change the world, but they can.
yeah, yes,
And you're important. Your voice is important. Your presence is important. And for those people out there that are, maybe feeling hopeless or helpless, and well, nobody cares and nobody calls, nobody this, there is, you know, there are people out there, and there is a person out there, there's somebody out there. And I am always open to speak with people, because I love what I do now is coaching and mentoring and helping. There's a million coaches out there. Everyone's a coach. But it's really, people say, well, what separates you? What makes you different? When you go through, and excuse me, but when you go through hell yourself
hmm,
personally, you can read all the books you want. You can listen to all the podcasts in the world. When you actually walk that walk, that you feel like there is a point of no return, and you come out the other side, then someone that's going through that, you can really understand their pain. You can understand where they're at, because you've had your own.
right,
And even though no one is always the same as the next person's, you have
right,
a compassion like no other until you've gone through something devastating yourself. The loss of your voice, and then, my best friend, who I feel really got me through this by the grace of God, and her being a vessel for that. Then a few years later, my father, like, my corporate job was gone. My best friend was gone. My father passed. It's the losses that we have in life, and we experience losses. It's not always about the losses, but what you gain is your voice. It's the lessons that you learn in the process of things that you feel you've lost in life.
right.
And you don't want to say, well, the loss is the lesson. You don't want, it's like, enough of the lessons. The loss of my best friend, loss of my father. That's a lot of lessons. Loss of a 25-year-old job. So that's a lot of lessons. Like, I've had
Wow.
enough lessons. Like, I'm done learning with the lessons. I don't think we're ever done learning the lessons. There's always lessons in life, even the good things that happen, the
Right,
positive things. There are also lessons. Like, what was the takeaway from this or that? Something that's positive, that's a takeaway. It's like, what it gives you more appreciation to have more of it. So it's not
right,
only in the things that we feel may be negative in life, like, well, there's a lesson, or there's a lesson. Look at the positive things. I have a gratitude journal I keep, and the things you're grateful for, because you want to expand that. You don't want to stay in a negative state. Even when things are down, you want to look for what's positive here. What good, can I find in this day, or what good is here that I can look at? It's easy to find the negatives. That's the easy piece, because our brain always looks at the what's
it does.
wrong, and
Right.
but to look at what's right, and you have a roof over your head, you have somebody in your life that cares and loves you, you have food on your table, you have somebody that's delivering food to you, something that you can say
Beautiful.
is a positive instead of the negative. You will expand upon the positive, and I truly believe that.
Right, right. And I think what's beautiful is why I love the connection when you talk about voice, is because sometimes a lot of my audience right now, I would say, is probably 50 or older. And a lot of times they feel like they've lost their voice. And so I thought the symbolism of you really losing your voice, and that sometimes people just feel that they're almost invisible. And what you've done is you've taken your voice now and you're using it for good, which is amazing, because you've gone through, like you said, you've gone through hell and you've come out the other side. And now you can take that story and use it for good in the world.
Lorraine, thank you so much for saying that. And it is, you don't think there's going to be, one of my chapters in my book is called Light at the End of the Tunnel. And I really believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel. At the time, heck no, there's no way I would have thought that, because when 1 week turns into 2 weeks, into 3 weeks, into a month, to 2 months, to 3 months, almost 4 months, you're thinking this is it. This is the new normal for me not having a voice. And, is it going to be a sign language? How am I going to be able to communicate? It's like, it's just an incredible kind of, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do life?
Yes.
How am I going to be able to do life? And what's it going to look like? And I literally just would sit at my couch and look out the window. One of the chapters I also call Sunrise, Sunset, because that's all I did was look at the sunrise and the sunset. I literally was this bump on a log. It wasn't watching shows. It wasn't engaging in reading. When you feel like a piece of, crap, you don't feel like doing anything. It's not like do this to get your mind off that. The pain is 24/7. It's not like, it's not like I could play a mind game and try to get my mind off of something that was so intense. So I understand when people are feeling, that they are lost or they don't know what they're going to do. And something I wanted to say earlier, I want to mention to your audience, I feel that what happened, the physical pain of me not having a voice, and that was really, I believe, truly in large part, of the metaphoric loss of my voice in my life.
Interesting.
And not standing up for myself, not speaking up for myself, being a people pleaser, always wanting to make sure I was liked and that I didn't say anything that people would take offense to, and, caring so much about what others thought than just being me. And just when, it's like the people who are going to be in your circle are going to be in your circle in life. You don't need to try and please people, because just please you, and pleasing you, that's not selfish, selfless. You're taking care of you. Like they say, you can't pour from an empty cup. And you also can't see, outside the frame when you're in the middle of it, when you're in the picture. It's hard to see outside of it. So, all of these things are true. But when I was in the midst of it, you couldn't tell me any of this because I wasn't going to be listening to much of anything. I just wanted to get out of the pain.
Right. No, I get that. And I want to touch a little deeper on that, and we'll talk about your book. The great thing, Renee is coming back next week. So I want to delve a little bit more into when we lose our voice because we're pleasing people. That's a very interesting, we have limiting beliefs around that our voice is just not important. So we're almost out of time today, Renee, and I'd like you to tell the audience how they can get a hold of you. And I believe you have a free gift for them, which is exciting and generous of you. So let them know how they can get a hold of you.
Absolutely, my pleasure. And first of all, thank you again, Lorraine, for having me as a guest this week. I look forward to continue our conversation next week. You can get in touch with me. I'm at reneereisch.com. And I also have a Calendly link, which is my gift to you, that you can sign up for a 30-minute complimentary consultation with me. On my website, you will see the link there. And I would love to sit down and share our voices together and, see how I can support you, because that's what it's about, supporting each other in life and knowing that you're not alone. So I'm also all over on social media. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can connect with me on Facebook, also on Twitter and Instagram.
Wow.
So I am on,
Renee's using her voice now.
Yes, I am, because I'm here to support people, and I believe I got it back for this purpose. You don't, go with no voice and feeling that you're not going to be able to do anything and just get it back and do nothing with it.
Absolutely.
And as grateful as I am for having my voice back, the next step was, what were you going to do with it? And now this is what I'm doing with it, supporting others.
Wonderful. And just so you know, Renee's last name is spelled R-E-I-S-C-H. So that's wonderful. Well, I thank you for coming in, and I'm so excited that you'll be back here with us next week. And I want the audience to remember, it is never too late to get your voice back. It is never too late to follow your dreams. It is never too late to live a life of purpose. It is just never too late ever. And we'll see you back here next week with Renee. Thank you, Renee, for coming in today.
My pleasure. Thank you all as well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.